The judge made it a point to say, please don't discuss what's happening in court. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. And the judge will address the jury at that point, and we'll see how this case progresses.
Well, what do you think is next? I mean, after everything is all said and done,
we will see what God has in store for all of us. But I don't want to get in trouble with Judge Farbo, who, I have a tremendous amount of respect for.
Question, can we ask you about the Diddy case? Is
That
okay?
you can ask me about all day long.
Okay, so we need to know, right? Right now we have a Jane Doe that's on the stand. Sean Combs is currently paying for her rent. He was before, he is currently, he's also paying for her legal before and now. But she's also testifying against him. Can this hurt the case?
Well, it's obviously something that a jury is going to take into consideration. It takes away all of her motivation to lie. In other words, she should be testifying for him. Instead, she's testifying for the prosecution. It flies in the face of reality and common sense. So the prosecution in their closing argument, I would assume, are going to grasp onto that and say, look, she's coming in here to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Even though her financial well-being is dependent on him, she came in here to do the right thing. So I assume that's what the prosecution will grab onto.
Does this look like a RICO to you? That's been the conversation over and over and over.
From the testimony I've heard so far, the prosecution still, apparently they have a week of evidence left. They got their work cut out for them to make this a RICO case. This is the federal courthouse where there are no real strong sex abuse, charges, whereas that's the state courthouse where there's a ton of them. So if Mr. Combs was charged with the same type of crimes in that courthouse, I think he'd have a big problem. But in this courthouse, it's a stretch.
So you're saying it's not necessarily a RICO?
It's not necessarily a RICO from the evidence that's come out so far.
Last, I promise, mistrial. They've asked twice. I think maybe even 3 times. I don't.
Well, I asked for a mistrial 20 times in the Harvey Weinstein case, and I've yet to get one. So Mark Ignifilo and his team are spectacular. They know what they're doing. They're preserving the record. If, God forbid, they need to go for an appeal, but it's not so uncommon to be asking for a mistrial.
Does he deserve one for what you're seeing?
I don't have enough information to answer that question.
We appreciate
But I know Mr. Ignifilo and the team would not be asking for one frivolously. So there had to be, in their opinion, some violations of the law that would require them to ask for a mistrial.
Sorry, this is the last one. As far as him getting jail time, some people are saying he's going to get a slap on the wrist. Some people are saying he's never going to see the light of day. From your prediction, what do you see?
It's very rare for people in the Southern District of New York to get a slap on the wrist after trial. Sometimes if you plead guilty and you don't put the government through all the time, effort, and energy to prosecute a case, or if you're a cooperator and you're helping them, and you have my law firm representing you, you don't do much time, or if any at all. But typically, in any case, when you go to trial, it's very, very rare that you don't get any jail time.
But do you see sex trafficking? You don't see RICO yet, but do you see sex trafficking with Diddy?
Well, Laura, I always try to be as forthright and honest as I can when I speak with you. I have been a little occupied over the last month, so I haven't really done an analysis.
Right.
But the definition of sex trafficking has changed. The bar has become much lower. So now if you take a train from New Jersey Transit to Manhattan, it's between 2 boroughs, to have sex, all of a sudden it's become sex trafficking. That did not used to be the case. It had to be a much more robust fact scenario. But they've lowered the standards of what to meet the threshold of sex trafficking. So it's a